The LTK Distinguished Service Award was established in 1973 to honor one of the floral industry's finest leaders, Leland T. Kensel. As the sales manager for Denver Wholesale Florist, Lee was well known for his knowledge of the floral industry and for the energy and enthusiasm displayed toward his lifelong career. A tireless advocate for the floral industry, Lee supported WFSA in many capacities, including 3 terms as president from 1963 to 1966. During his tenure, Lee did a great deal to advance the association as well as the entire wholesale floral industry. It is that spirit that we celebrate today. These 4 words are the cornerstones of the LTK Distinguished Service Award. Each recipient was chosen because they displayed these characteristics in a way that set them apart from their contemporaries. Those honored by this prestigious award have their names etched into a sterling silver perpetual tray that is kept at WFSA headquarters in Annapolis, Maryland. Whose name will be added this year. Instinct has served this year's LTK award winner well. He has a knack for knowing when to stay put and when to look for new opportunities. Listening to his intuition, he's opened new markets and, in many ways, changed the course of our industry. Blessed with a natural athletic ability, his skills, strength, and talents have proven him a worthy opponent for many a man and at least one beast. It's not overreaching to say that this year's award winner has brought color into the lives of those who know him and those who don't, as evident by the thousands of magnificent floral bouquets that are put in shopping carts or baskets and taken to the checkout counter every day. Yes, this man's gut reactions have served us all very, very well. As a child, Jim's cleverness can be seen just behind his eyes, in the way that young boys look at the world as full of possibilities. All too often, the magic and potential in the world lies just outside a boy's grasp and is lost to the realities of everyday life. Not so with Jim. As he grew, so did his determination to reach out and grab a firm hold on life. In high school, his aptitude for sports became apparent. He played football and ran track, setting a school record for the 440. At Florida State, Jim took on a new endeavor, wrestling. He made the Seminoles proud as an undefeated champion and was voted captain of the wrestling team his junior and senior years. As a senior, he was the MVP, not bad for a new sport, at a major league sports school. Wrestling provided lessons that served young Jim well. His ability to quickly assess a situation, determine the right move, and then strike with decisiveness and power was carried with him off the mat and into the corporate world as he left Florida State with a degree in business management. As marketing manager for Kraft Foods and then later as sales manager for Scott Paper, Jim spent the next 10 years learning the ins and outs of grocery distribution, pricing, packaging, and the importance of in-store merchandising. Shortly after Jim and Ginger married, Jim found himself disenchanted with big business. So when his good friend Dwight Haight suggested a new industry, Jim jumped at the chance. That leap of faith gave Jim the chance to explore new opportunities and fill his life with brilliant colors and the heady smell of success. You see, Dwight worked for Sunburst Farm, a flower farm and marketer in Florida. After about a year, Jim and Dwight noticed that many growers needed help marketing and distributing their product. The partners, Dwight was president and Jim was secretary-treasurer, saw a great opportunity to do just that in 1974 when they opened CFX, one of the first flower importers in Miami. For the first 6 years, CFX worked with local farms importing flowers from Colombia and selling them to wholesalers across the country. Peter Ulrich of Esmeralda Farms was an early and major supplier who helped to jumpstart their business. Having a refined nose for possibilities, the partners decided to join forces with Carlos and Pedro Mejia to start their own flower farm, Mocari, in Bogota in 1980. The farm grew and cultivated many carnations and roses, which in turn CFX sold from Miami. After 5 years of success, it was time to add more color to the mix. In 1985, Miramonte was born when they partnered with Gonzalo Aristizabal, Aniceto Guzman, and Harold Bloom to bring chrysanthemums and other crops to the market through CFX. The market, while good, was inconsistent. There was a flurry of activity around holidays and then pronounced lulls when flowers just weren't selling. That left CFX with leftover stock in their warehouses. What to do? Well, Jim had a hunch that the answer may lie just around the corner, on every corner, at the neighborhood grocery store or supermarket. Why couldn't consumers grab flowers along with their milk and canned goods? After all, impulse buys are a major part of the shopping experience for consumers, and what could be more impulsive than beautiful flowers for the kitchen table? So, in 1982, CFX launched La Florette to add flowers to the wide array of fresh produce, easily within the consumer's reach. This new concept had potential, but also a few challenges. CFX sold flowers in bulk. That wouldn't work in this new market. La Florette knew that supermarkets and grocers needed something pre-packaged and ready to be purchased by the consumer. They had a solution. La Florette would offer a limited line of bouquets of universally favorite flowers, roses, carnation, and a simple mixed bouquet. Using his experience at Kraft and Scott Paper, Jim knew that to be successful, they'd have to do their own marketing, packaging, and in-store merchandising displays. Jim also wanted to pre-price the bouquets to make it easy for the retailers and consistent for the consumer. So he applied for and was assigned a series of UPC, Universal Product Codes, and used them throughout the country, something most floral companies had not yet tackled. This step, which the rest of the industry soon picked up on, took bouquet sales in grocery stores and supermarkets to a whole new level. Success. In wrestling, that would be considered a 3-point takedown. CFX and La Florette had great success serving two different markets, wholesalers and supermarkets. While they shared the same warehouse, shipping, and management information systems, they had different sales and marketing departments. That belief earned him the FMA's Floral Marketer of the Year in 1998. This award is given to those who serve the mass market floral industry with dedication and distinction, and that he has. He served on the Wholesalers Council for SAF from 1980 to 1983, with an additional appointment to the Transportation Committee. Jim served on the WFSA Board of Directors from 1987 to 1990 and returned as president in 1998. He was on the Board of Directors for FMA from 1993 to 1996 and also served on the International Advisory Council during the same time. Jim's knack for finding new opportunities has paid off well. Today, Miramonte Mocari successfully uses the latest in technology to grow 192 varieties of chrysanthemums and 68 rose varieties, as well as other specialty flowers. Their tagline says it all, right to you from the mountains of Colombia. Today, with more than 56% of the market, Colombia is the leading source of imported flowers by the U.S. Jim is considered one of the pioneers of this important distribution chain because he is one of the first to import flowers on a large scale. So, how was his intuition about selling cut flowers in supermarkets? Well, according to the American Floral Endowment, flowers sold in supermarkets now account for more than 50% of all cut flower sales in the U.S., proving once again how important it is to listen to your instincts and to build on your experiences. While Jim blazed new trails in the industry, he quietly helped others find their way on personal and spiritual journeys. For his faith, he was called to serve on the board of directors for Knox Seminary. He volunteers with the Sheraton House Family Ministries, making a difference for kids and their families. With the Coral Ridge Presbyterian Church, he went on mission trips to teach English, and, never afraid of pushing up his sleeves and getting a little dirty, was given the honor of greasing a young pig to be chased by villagers in an annual celebration. Missions continue to be an important part of Jim's life, and he is currently serving on the board of Evangelism Explosion International. At home, his family has grown to include 2 children, Scott and Julie, as well as 5 grandchildren. Jim once said that the floral industry afforded him the opportunity to travel the world and to meet people with Ginger by his side. The friends that they both have made in the floral industry are treasured relationships. Based on the awards and words of praise that they've received, it is obvious that they are beloved as well. In semi-retirement, Jim loves to golf and fish. Ever the athlete, Jim competed in several marathons. But some sports are hard to get out of your blood, and for Jim, wrestling is one of them. During his early years in Miami, Jim, a former 147-pound wrestling champion, took on a 6'6", 500-pound opponent. Let me say that while Jim's instincts are great, his opponents were even greater and included eating raw meat. For some reason unknown to all but a few, Jim jumped into the ring to take on Victor the Wrestling Bear, a champion in his own right, with only 1 tie and no losses in his long career. There would be no points given for takedowns in a match that would last just 60 seconds. And since Victor the Wrestling Bear had only one move, which was to swat his opponent to the ground and sit on him, Jim had little hope of actually pinning the bear. But then again, who would? He approached the match as he does his entire life, with vigor and uncanny ability to see opportunity, steadfast determination, unfaltering strength, and of course, humor. There is an old cliche that says sometimes you get the bear, sometimes the bear gets you. In the case of James A. Hill, I bet he always gets the bear.